In today's math video, you are going to be learning how to identify and classify triangles by their sides. So our goal for the end of this video is that you will be able to classify 3 different types of triangles based off of their sides. Alright, so let's review some vocabulary before we get started today. So you'll remember from yesterday's video that we had the 3 types of angles: right, acute, and obtuse. We also talked about vertices, which is like the elbow of the shape. It's where the 2 lines make a corner, and it's also where these angles live. Congruent means that 2 shapes have either the same side measure or the same angle measure. Equilateral, scalene, and isosceles are the 3 types of vocabulary, or the 3 types of triangles that we're going to be talking about today in our video. Alright, so we have our 3 types of angles here. We're just going to do a quick review. These 3 types of angles, we have acute angles, obtuse angles, and right angles. Remember, a right angle is one that is exactly 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is something that is larger than 90 degrees, but it's less than 180. So it is not a straight line, and it's not a right angle. It's in between that. And an acute angle is something that's smaller than 90 degrees. Okay, so it is very, very important for you to remember that it is possible to classify a triangle by both the angle and the side. So yesterday we learned how to identify by the angle. Remember, that was a right triangle, an obtuse triangle, and an acute triangle. Today we're also going to learn 3 different triangle names: isosceles, scalene, and equilateral. But the most important part for you to remember is that you can identify the triangles by both of the names. So it is possible for you to have a equilateral acute triangle. You'll see what I mean. Alright, so let's review the 3 types of triangles. First of all, we have the equilateral triangle. Equilateral is really easy for you to remember because this root word right here, equi, almost sounds like equal, means that all of the sides of this triangle are the equal length. So 3 congruent sides, they all have the same length. They are equal, meaning an equilateral triangle. Now, what I said before about the angles, so you can see here, looking at the sides, yes, this is an equilateral triangle, but looking at the angles here, I have 3 acute angles. What do we call a triangle that has 3 acute angles? We call it an acute triangle. So this triangle right here could be named an acute equilateral triangle. See? 2 names. Alright, next we have an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle has at least 2 congruent sides. So 2 sides are the same length. The third one does not the same length. One way for you to remember this is the isosceles, like I. We have 2 eyes. Get it? Isosceles, 2. Alright, anyway, so 2 congruent sides. And then finally, we have the scalene triangle. The scalene triangle has no congruent sides. They're all different. Alright, it is now time for you to show what you have learned on the quiz. You will need to know the vocabulary from this video and be able to classify these triangles by their sides and angles. So please make sure that you're paying attention to not only what the sides look like, which would give you an equilateral, an isosceles, or a scalene triangle, but also the measurements, looking at right triangles, acute triangles, and obtuse triangles. Good luck!